on rocking in the future.
Keep on rocking in the future.
Let's talk about inverters and batteries and all that fun stuff. You know, this is something I get asked obviously all the time. Lots of van dwellers are really into their tech and tons of solar panels and inverters, and they're always showing off all their gadgets and whatnot, and then inevitably a lot of them are bitching about problems they're always having too and all that. And one of the things that I've learned over doing this for 17 plus years is that the less reliance you have on technology, the better. And that's why I roll with the slogan, less tech, less problems. Not just when it comes to the vehicle itself. I much prefer the 70s, 80s, 90s vans before they got too computerized for that reason. But also when it comes to the house stuff. If you guys remember my last RV, I was even complaining about power windows. I was even complaining about the electric step, the RV step, because it crapped out on me a couple of times, stuck in the out position. You can't just manually push it in like a normal step, and I was gonna rip it off and put a normal step on it without wires, without motors built into them, because less tech, less problems. And that's the same with my solar and my battery system. A lot of people are surprised when they ask me what I have. I tell them and they're like, that's it? And like, yeah, that's it. In previous RVs, I've experimented with having tons of solar panels, 2 or 3 battery systems. I know some people put like 6 or 7 or 8 batteries in their vans. I don't know what the hell they're running, but in my life, all I need is a plug for my laptop, USB plugs for cell phones, and some LED lighting. That's it. My TV uses like as much power as a couple of LED lights, so it's nothing. And the most power I use in my whole van is my subwoofer for my stereo, which of course is wired into 12 volt. So on a day like this, the sun's out, I can crank my music and it doesn't drain my battery at all, which is great because it's being charged off my solar panel. Now, what do I have with this fan? This fan, I have 2 panels, 200 watts. I could probably get away with 1 panel and be just fine with that. For my battery system, ooh, do you have a whole bunch of fancy AGM batteries, maybe a lithium battery? No, I actually have just a regular lead acid deep cycle battery, just 1. Not even 2, just 1. I have 1 battery, 2 solar panels. My inverter is just a little 400 watt, which again is overkill. I could probably get away with a 100 watt inverter for my needs. In fact, I could throw away my inverter completely if I just go and buy one of the 12 volt adapters for my laptop, because that's the only thing I ever plug into an inverter is my laptop charger about once or twice a week. I mean, in general, I just don't buy anything that needs to be plugged in. I don't need anything that needs to be plugged in. Everything that I want is 12 volt compatible, first of all, like cool lighting and stuff like that. And anything that isn't has to be 100 watts or less. That's my rule. And my laptop's like 65 watts. Now, the reason I got 2 solar panels was so that I could put one at the front, one at the back, which I've done with previous RVs, so you get better coverage, because sometimes you have shade on one side of your van roof and the other side's got sun or things like that, right? But when I was installing it, I didn't have long enough extender wires, and it happened to fit up here just right, so I just put them right both at the front. One on a bit of a tilt, which has actually helped quite a bit sometimes during sunrise and sunset, depending on how I'm parked, and that panel gets a lot more sun just because of the slight angle. Of course, you can get adjustable ones, but I'm not going to bother with that. Nice day to be out on a bike. With this power and with my 1 battery, I never go below maybe 60% on my battery for my usage. I can fall asleep with my TV on. My LED lights I constantly leave on. I have them on a remote, but sometimes I just forget to turn them off. I go to work. It doesn't matter. Like, everything is so low power, you don't need any more than this. And of course, the big benefit of this lifestyle is you're outside, you're out here, you're at the beach, you're up on the ski hills, you're doing things. You're not sitting inside staring at a screen all day or whatever. You know, if I wanted to do that, I'd just rent an apartment. So I don't need anything that plugs in more than that, so therefore I don't need more power than this. I'm not planning on getting any more than this. I in fact want to keep the rest of this roof reserved for when I make it into a patio for this summer. So you guys, that's one of the things coming is my custom railing system. I'm going to have even collapsible seats up here. So I don't want to cover it up with solar panels. I don't need them. Simple as that. Less tech, less problems, and never be reliant on this stuff. So if something breaks down, you're not screwed. Like if I had everything on touchscreens inside that controlled everything from my lights to my furnace to whatever, and that breaks down, which they inevitably will, software has glitches or the screen stops working or something gets spilled on it or whatever, you're screwed. I'd much rather everything to be on physical switches and as simple as possible. Wires and switches I don't mind, but once you start putting in computer chips and screens to control things, that's where I draw the line. Like I would never get an RV that has a stupid electric step again. Or if I did, I'd remove it and put a manual step on it. So there you go, that's my philosophy, everyone. I'm just incredible, that's my opinion. I proudly live in a low-tech van because it's f***ing rad. Keep on rocking in the free world.
You are watching Just Incredible TV.
Want to see more? Become a patron and see exclusive content. Plus, see new, just incredible videos before anyone on YouTube. Head over to patreon.com/JCredTV and keep on rocking in the free world.